How's it going, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. So this week we are going to be wrapping the boot lid back to red. But before we carry on with that, I just want to say I'm really sorry about the audio quality. It's back to being crap again. I broke my mic and I'm really gutted, and the new one hasn't arrived yet, but I wanted to get this video filmed because I've got a bit of time today spare. So yeah, first of all I need to turn the car around and sort of put the back end under the garage because it is a little windy today. And obviously the wind blows up and down here, something terrible. So I'm just going to put the back end in here just to give me a little bit of shelter from said wind. But yeah, move the car around and then I'll show you what we got to do on the back, because I got to do something I didn't ever want to do. That is to clean this boot the improper way. So normally before you wrap, you're supposed to clean everything down, surgically clean. I can't do that because I don't have the time. And the boot lid itself, it is black, and it's that nice black that Vauxhall did, that's kind of like got the glittery metallic-y type finish to it, but it is scratched to hell and it needs a machine polish anyway. So me putting a couple more scratches in by cleaning it improperly ain't going to do much. Plus it's covered in wrap, so it'll be a problem if it ever gets unwrapped, and we'll figure it out then. But for now I just need to get this clean so I can get it wrapped. So just before we get started on that boot, I just wanted to take a couple of seconds out just to show you something that I've got, which wasn't really worthy of like a full video, but it's just something cool that I wanted to show you in case it's something you guys wanted to get. And I'll link them in the description so you can grab yourself some if it's something you like the look of. We have two strut top covers. Obviously, as you can see, coolant reservoir cover and cap to go with it, but also the brake reservoir and a cap to go with it as well. So the company that sent me those out are 3R Design, and I will link them in the description. It's not a sponsored post, but I just wanted to let you guys know a little upgrade that I've done, and if you could go and show them some love like they have for me, that would be greatly appreciated by me and themselves. So before we do get cleaning this horrible looking boot, I've got to take this strip off the middle, and to do that you have to take this off, and then there is a couple of bolts, I think there's 4 bolts across there, which you need to undo, and then that will come off. Disconnect the electrical connector, we can get that off and clean all behind it then. There we go, that is off. And once that is off, that reveals the bolts under here. And there's 4 8mm. There's one there, there's one down there, well there's a couple down there, there's the other ones all the way down there. Undo those, undo the electrical connector for the handle that obviously allows you to open your boot. And then that whole strip can come off and we can get behind it to clean it and get the wrapping behind it. As you can see, that is off, but I just wanted to say it's worth noting, put something across the lock at the bottom, because once your electrical connector is undone you might struggle to get the boot open again. So I've just put a block of wood across there for that to sit on, and then obviously I can lift the boot up when I need to and it's not going to lock itself. That is the boot lid all cleaned. You might just see it there, what I was talking about, all the scratches. I probably haven't helped that. Well, I know I haven't helped that because of the way I cleaned it, but it's being wrapped, so never mind. All mashed up, ready to go. We're all surgically cleaned. I've been over it with some isopropyl alcohol everywhere, all in the edges, all under here, trying to get that as clean as possible, because when I did that one, I'll show you actually, it started to lift a little bit. I don't know if you'll see it. It started to lift in there. And that was just because basically I didn't clean it well enough. So I've been through it 2 or 3 times, dried it, been through it again and that. So hopefully this will be better than that one. There are a couple of little marks on this boot lid which probably will show through when it gets wrapped. Like on top here, there's a little ding just there. But you know, that's the dirt there. But I can't really do anything about that. I could, but it seems pointless, you know, because for one, I don't know how long this wrap is going to be on the car, and 2, I don't really know how long I'm going to have the car, so I might only have this for another 6 months yet. I just don't know. But anyway, it's a completely different story. For now, let's get on and wrap this boot. I do hope this goes well. First of all, I've secured the one side with the magnets, and then here I'm just ripping off the backing paper to try and pull it all the way across so we can get that out of the way with. Once I've done that, I tried to tack it down on the one side, move the magnets and then basically pull the liner out through the back. Next I'll try and glass it out as best I can on the one side. Moving across to the other side and doing the same thing. Trying my best to get rid of all the fingers that you can see. Honestly, whenever I film and I'm doing something like wrapping, it never goes right. It's doing me head in already. I've only just started. And I think I have to apply a bit of heat to it first because it's probably a little too cold. I thought it might be alright with the sun blaring on, but it's a pain in the bum. What I am trying to do now is get rid of these fingers and work out why they're there. And then I realised that it was because I had too much material. So as you can see here, I'm trimming it off to give me less material to work with. And to be fair, I probably should have realised that earlier on and made a smaller piece, but we live and we learn. As you can see there, I'm applying a little bit of heat just to try and help lift it up a little bit because, like I said, it's a little bit cold and I didn't want to tear the material. Then I made a bit of a mistake by trying to squeegee before it was glassed out properly. Thankfully, and quite lucky for me, it worked out okay this time, but that's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to try and glass it out before you squeegee. Whenever I'm doing stuff and it doesn't go right, I do like to show you guys because I'm not a professional when it comes to cars or wrapping in any way, shape or form. So mistakes happen and you forget about certain things, and because I don't do it on a regular basis, you're not always thinking of everything that you need to. So I just thought I'd show you what it is I've done and explain to you why I've done it basically. So what I've done is I made like a cut across there. That's why it's obviously black in the middle, and that's where the boot strip sits across here. But obviously because it comes up here, you won't see the cut. And I've done it because when I was trying to do the other one that's over there, that all is in one piece, but this bit across here was always dodgy in a way. There was wrinkles and stuff. Because you didn't see it, I didn't try to sort it, but it did give me a pain coming down onto this lower section, so that's why I've done that. It also makes it a little bit easier with like trying to do this corner here, for me anyway. A professional would probably laugh at me and be like, huh, could do that easily. Cool, good for you. And I wish I could as well, but for me, this is just what makes it easier. Bloody boot, it keeps lifting. So yeah, that is what I've done. That is why I've done it. So I can now crack on and do this lower section because obviously this is one piece. Looking back at my mistake, basically, I think what I should have done was actually split it into two sections earlier on. I should have, before I took the release liner off the back of it, I should have cut it and done it in two sections anyway, because that lower section was so much easier because obviously it was only a smaller piece, and I think if I'd have broke that down and done that piece in one initially, it would have saved myself a lot of bother and a lot of hassle. I also should have trimmed it a bit sort of better around the edges instead of having all the excess on either side and up here. But again, because it's been a while since I've done it, I forget these things, and we live and we learn, don't we? So also, you know, looking at this, I was obviously I'm going to put the red boot strip back on because obviously it's red at the moment, but looking at it like that would look so much better black, wouldn't it? What do you guys think? Do you think I should keep the red or change it to black so that the boot strip's black? Interesting. And also, if any of you guys have or know where I can get a decent price for a set of DNA rear lights for this, please let me know, because I think that would just finish the back end off for me. Something would just be perfection, I think. So yeah, please let me know. But for now, I'm going to crack on, put this boot lid back together, I'll drag it outside, and you can see what work I've done. I am done. The car is all back together and I love it. I think it's so much better than the black. When I first did it, and obviously it was black and red and whatnot, it did look cool because it was something different, but I'll be honest, for me personally, it wore off quite quickly. So that's why obviously I'd ordered this wrap. Now, looking at it now, the wrap that obviously has been on for over a year now has either faded a little bit, or might be because it's dirty, I'm not too sure, but it looks a bit more pink compared to the new stuff. It's not any different because I've still got pieces left from the original wrap, and I put them in the sun against each other, so the new one and the old one, and they were exactly the same. There was no difference in metallics or the hues or anything like that. It was exactly the same. So I'm just going to put it down to the fact that it's dirty for now, but I can't wash it now for at least a week, because obviously it's freshly wrapped, and when you've wrapped something, you're not really supposed to wash it for at least a week, to let everything sort of go off properly, the glues and all that sort of stuff with the wrap. But anyway, I'm waffling again, guys. I'll turn you around now. I do hope you've enjoyed the video. Drop me a like if you have, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you next time.